Hi, this is Gary with MACMOST.com. Let me show you how easy it is to translate text on your Mac. MACMOST is brought to you thanks to a great group of more than 2,000 supporters. Go to MACMOST.com/Patreon. There you can read more about it, join us, and get exclusive content and course discounts. Now, since macOS Monterey in 2021, your Mac has had the ability to translate text natively across all different apps. So this isn't something just built into, say, Safari. You can do it almost anywhere. Let's start with Safari, though, and say you're on a web page and you've got some text and it's not in the language you speak. You can select text, and one of the things you can do with this text is translate it. To bring this up, you need the context menu. You can get to that by control-clicking on the selected area or two-finger click on a trackpad, right-click on a mouse. And then one of the options you should see here is Translate. If you select that, it brings up the special interface here. It tries to guess what the language is, and it will put that up here. But if it gets it wrong, you could select another language. Then it will translate to your language or the last selection you made here. So you can have it translate to something else if you like. It puts the translation here, and you can scroll through it. Notice there are even play buttons here, and you can have it speak the original text or the translation. And at the bottom, there are additional buttons. In this case, you can copy translation, and now you can paste it in elsewhere. But as I said, it's not just in Safari. It comes in super handy in other apps as well. So for instance, here in Messages, if I get a message and it's not in English, I can select that text, bring up the context menu, and use Translate. And I can get a translation for that the same way I can get it in Safari. And you could translate the other way as well if you want. So for instance, I can type something here and then select it. Just going to use Command A for that. And then Control-click on it here and use Translate. It's going to correctly identify the language as English. And then I can change this language here to what I want. And you can see that translation. I can replace with translation here. So I don't have to copy it and then paste it. I could just click that and you can see how it replaces it there. So here as another example, I'm in Pages. So I can now select text here in Pages, use the same idea, and translate here with the context menu. It correctly identifies the language that this is in. I can set the language to go to, and there it is. And I could just read this, or I could have it speak it to me, or I can copy it, or I can just replace that text since I'm editing here in Pages. Now when selecting languages here, you'll notice that you only have a small selection of languages. This has actually grown since macOS Monterey. Apple's added more and more, and they will continue to do so in the future. And you can go here to Manage Languages, which takes you to System Settings, where you can see languages that you can download. And then once downloaded, you can actually do this on device. So it won't be calling out to the internet for a translation. Now you can also do the same in Photos. This combines two different features of your Mac. One is live text, being able to select text inside of images, and the other is Translate. So for instance, here with a picture of a menu, I can zoom in on it, although I don't really have to. And notice I get the pointer changing to indicate that I can select text here. So if I select this text, and now I can control-click on that, and the Translate option is there. And it will translate that for me. This will work in other apps besides Photos. So I have an image here. I can double-click it, and it will open up in the default app preview. And here I get the text indicator there showing that I can select it. Notice the text is even at an angle here. So it's still picking up what it is. And now I can control-click on it and translate this text. Sometimes if the text isn't clear or there's a lot of it, it may take a second or two for the pointer to change. So you want to kind of wait. And other times it may just not be able to figure out that there's text there at all. And you don't even have to open up an image in an app at all. I can select this image here and just use Quick Look. Just press the space bar. And here in Quick Look, and then use Translate there. And on a web page, you can sometimes get translations for images embedded in the web page without having to save them or view them independently. So this is just an image that's part of a web page, and it allows me to select the text in there and do the translation for that text. But sometimes it could be a little tricky to do this in the browser. So for instance, here, if I try to view this image, I can zoom in, but the zoom in and out feature is basically preventing me from selecting the text. So I'm going to show you a technique that will work in a case like this and in all sorts of different cases where you may not be able to select the text any other way. because you can do translations in screenshots as well. So I'm going to use Shift Command 5 to open up the controls for screen capture. I've got it set to just capture the entire screen, and under Options I have it Show Floating Thumbnail. So if I just click on the screen here, it will show me the floating thumbnail at the bottom right. I'll click on that and it will bring it up in this little preview window. So I haven't saved the screenshot because I don't really want to do that. I just want to translate the text. So in this little viewer window here, I can select the text that I want. I can control click on it or bring up the context menu any way I want. And then I can translate like that. So this will work in all sorts of different cases when you can't select the text any other way. And now I can just click the trash button here just to get rid of that screenshot without saving it. Now there's a Safari specific translation feature that will translate an entire page for you. So when you first load up a page, you may see translation available at the top. That'll just be available there for a second, but then the button moves over here. You can click that and you can use Translate to English and it will translate the whole page. And then you can click here again and go to View Original. You also have this ability in the View menu under Translation, and then you've got the same item here. Google Chrome has a similar feature. You can see it right here in the menu bar. You can click that and translate the whole web page to English. You can also select text here, and when you control click it, right click or two finger click, you get a special Google Chrome translation feature. It's not the same as what the other apps in your Mac are going to use, and this will translate with Google. Now the advantage to this is you've got a lot of other languages that you can choose from. Google's been doing this for a long time, so they have many more available. And also you can go to translate.google.com, and here you can paste in text and have it translated, and that same huge list of languages is available here. So this is a good fallback if the language you need translated just isn't available as part of the native Mac translation feature. So I hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, click the thumbs up button below to let me know. I publish new tutorials each weekday. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out.